Hey Jefferson, it's Miss Golden. It's great to see you again. Welcome to the middle of March. In fact, today is St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate. We've been talking a lot about amazing women and all the amazing special powers that they have, right? Art and fairness and science and technology and all of the wonderful things that make people special, that make women special. Today, we're going to talk about you and what makes you special. Jefferson students, every single one of you is special. Every single one of you has a superpower. We're going to talk about what that means today. We're going to read a book called Leon the Chameleon. I love this book. It helps us to really think about what our superpowers are. And when I say superpowers, I don't mean necessarily that you can fly or that you can become invisible or that you can read people's minds. I mean, what are the special qualities that each of you have and the special characteristics that make up who you are, that make you special? What do you have that brings something to everybody else to help them also be special? I know in the past we've also talked about how if you like different things or if you look different, that you can still be friends, right? I want to start with telling you a little story about myself. When I was a little girl, I lived across the street from a little boy named Taro. And Taro was really different than me. He looked different than me. His skin color was different than me. He ate different food than me. And he even spoke a different language at home than I did. Taro became my very first friend. Yeah, when I was just 3 years old. And his superpower was that he could ride his big wheel bike super fast down our sidewalk. My superpower was that I knew how to climb the big tree in my backyard really well. So we shared our superpowers with each other, and that's how we became friends. Soon, I also could ride my big wheels really fast down the sidewalk. And soon, he could also climb the really big tree in my backyard. And even though we were really different, we each brought something to each other and taught something to each other that helped our friendship to blossom. He was so special, right? And I'm special too. There are things about me that I really like, that I'm good at, that I can share with others. So let's read another story. Let's listen to another story about that. Leon the Chameleon. Leon the Chameleon was different from all the other chameleons. When the others sat on a green leaf, they turned green. When they stood on yellow sand, they turned yellow. And when they swam in the blue pond, they turned blue. But not Leon. When Leon sat on a green leaf, he turned red. When Leon stood on yellow sand, he turned purple. And when Leon swam in the blue pond, he turned orange. Leon didn't do this on purpose. He wanted to be the same as the other chameleons. He just couldn't help turning the opposite color. Sometimes being different made Leon feel frightened. He couldn't camouflage himself when there was danger. Sometimes being different made Leon feel embarrassed. He always stood out in a crowd. Have you ever felt different? Sometimes being different made Leon feel lonely. He didn't join the other little chameleons because he felt that he didn't fit in. Leon thought there was no place for him in the group, especially when the others played their favorite game, camouflage and seek. One day, the little chameleons decided to go exploring. Leon was curious, so he followed them out of the forest, trying his best to stay hidden. The little chameleons walked for a long time. After a while, they realized that they were lost. The little chameleons were scared. Leon was scared too. Can you find Leon? Leon huddled behind a rock until he couldn't stand being alone any longer. He peeked out and the little chameleons spotted him immediately. To Leon's amazement, they were happy to see him. Back in the forest, their parents were worried. It was getting late. They set out to search for the little chameleons. Their parents walked for a long time, but there was no sign of the little chameleons. Then, far off in the distance, they saw a green dot. It was Leon! Thanks to his color, the little chameleons had been found safe and sound. Everyone was overjoyed. That was his superpower, right? That he stood out. His difference helped to save his family and friends. After a day full of adventure, the chameleons returned home. This time, Leon walked with all the others. He was still the opposite color, but now he had his own special place in the group. This time, being different made Leon feel proud. Yay! Isn't that wonderful? Go, Leon. Now it's our turn. I want you to think about something that makes you different from everybody else and how that difference can be special. Maybe it's something that you're good at. Maybe it's something you're working on. Maybe it's something that is hard for you. And maybe that can bring something special to others, right? Maybe it's something that you want to be, okay? So I'm gonna write down myself. I want you to get a piece of paper. If you can't do it now, that's okay. At some point today and this week, I want you to get a piece of paper and write down those special superpowers that you have, okay? I'm gonna say, I am good at riding my bike. I can teach others how to do that, right? I'm good at riding my bike. Okay. But what's something different about Miss Golden, right? Let's see. I have freckles, right? I have freckles. My hair looks different than other people's. I like to wear a lot of earrings, right? I also really like to organize things. I also really like to be helpful. Something I'm working on is math. I don't like to do the budget for my family. I'm really working on my math skills, friends. But that's okay, because one day somebody else has a superpower around math and can help me, right? And we can still be friends. So it's important to remember, if you feel different, that difference can be your superpower or something that's really special about you that you can bring to other people, to the world. And also remember that we all have things that we're working on, and we all have things that we're good at that we can share with other people, okay? Some other things I might write down is, I'm really good at helping other people. That's why I love my job at Jefferson. And I'm also really good at talking about feelings. Those are my superpowers. And I like to bring them to other people, to the Jefferson community and to my family. And they bring me other things that they have superpowers for. Remember that. I'd love to hear what you're thinking about. Thanks, Jefferson. See you next week.